episode, we call this one Rivalry Talk. Rivalry Talk will be a series that we will do discussing some of the greatest rivalries that have happened in wrestling history. It could be from Austin Rock, Triple H Rock, Taker Mankind, or one of your choosing as the fans. Today we're focusing on HBK and Bret Hart. If you didn't know, they had probably the biggest rivalry in professional wrestling due to what everyone knows as the Montreal Screwjob. That happened in the pay-per-view that we are watching right now as we speak. It was in Canada, Bret Hart's hometown. A lot of scandal, as you know, went down, but we will break it down. And so, Ray, out of both of them, who would you prefer at the time that wrestling was going on?
Oof, at the time, I would have to... It depends on the situation I'm in now. It depends on what I'm doing here. What am I doing here? Who am I? Who am I? Am I WCW? Am I Vince? Who am I at this moment?
It's just a simple question. Who right now, before we watch the match again?
Okay.
At the time, what did you personally think was gonna happen before knowing that this was a screw job?
I really thought HBK was gonna win.
No matter what.
No matter what, I really thought he was gonna win. I thought he was gonna win. It was the detailing. The writing was on the wall. The writing was on the wall as you follow through the promos. The writing was on the wall. They were breaking character more than ever, and they were saying stuff behind the scenes that shouldn't have never been said.
Well, now that you said that, I'd like to refresh our fans' memories. That leads us to this impactful situation.
Go for it.
Shawn Michaels and Bret Hart fought in the first ever Iron Man match at WrestleMania. At WrestleMania 12.
Yep.
Where Shawn Michaels defeats Bret Hart and becomes WWF champion at the time. He goes on his little, title run, loses it to Psycho Sid, gains it back, and then the Bret Hart situation happened, where he found out the company wanted to put the belt back on Bret Hart. So what people consider a bitch move, Michaels took the easy route and decided to retire, saying he lost his smile and passion for wrestling.
I'm sorry. So right there, that already tells you. It's like, okay, Michael, are you really hurt, or are you truly mean this? Like, what's going on, Michael? Like, this is ridiculous.
You got to see it in his perspective. They're the two alpha males at the company at the time being.
Mm-hmm.
Especially at the time that they were facing WCW.
Exactly.
WCW is hot with the NWO now.
Okay.
Hogan was already on the run as the heel, turned the company around, made WCW a powerhouse.
Okay. So
now he's got his two biggest stars that literally hate each other. He wants to put the belt on one. The other one doesn't want to give it up. It was a back and forth scenario when we get toward the end of the match.
It really was, but it drew questions at that moment.
But if you're Shawn Michaels, do you really want to give the belt up to Bret Hart at that time, knowing that if you gave up the title, you were the one making more money and getting all the commercials and stuff?
It's a power move, man. It's just a power move. That's all it is. It's pride and it's a power move.
Especially both carried a lot of pride in their work.
They definitely did, and but there were two complete opposites too. That's the thing about them. They're two complete opposites in their work.
Because at this time, you could say they were the two best at this in the world.
Yeah, they were
two best wrestlers in the world, and they were going to go at it in a Survivor Series is a big main event, but it's not WrestleMania. Like, they could have ran it back for Mania, but Michaels didn't want to do it, so let's get back to that the time. So the WWF title gets relinquished from Shawn.
Yeah.
They start having a tournament for it. Psycho Sid becomes the champion. Bret Hart enters the Royal Rumble in 1997. He's a good old friend in Stone Cold Steve Austin, who, if you watch the match, was basically the man of the match. He was the, as you could say, the push, we would say in the business.
Yeah, he got the push.
He got the push at the Rumble.
Which this was 97, right?
Yes.
This
is to start this year.
But 96, he was supposed to be in the Final Four. Am I correct? If I'm not
96,
mistaken.
he won King of the Ring.
He won King, but he was supposed to be in the Final Four of the Royal Rumble, and he ends up slipping out by accident.
Yes. 97.
And he looks at Shawn, and Shawn's looking at him like, boy, what are you doing out there? He's just looking at Shawn like,
and then
I just botched one of the biggest moments of my career. But he never looked back after that. Never looked back. He made up for that move.
So in the Royal Rumble, it was Shawn Michaels returning to face Sid Justice for the title in his hometown of Texas after losing it in November at Survivor Series due to Psycho Sid hitting Jose Lothario in the chest with the camera. just the old man is literally on the apron, like. Please, no. And Sid just said, shut up. Rocked him. Shawn Michaels looks in disbelief, loses his control of the match. Sid takes advantage. 1, 2, 3, champion.
Remember the Edgeheads?
I do remember the Edgeheads.
All right, look at these boys in the ring right now with these green shirts and tan pants.
That's Cyrus.
That's Cyrus? Oh, yeah, I know that's Cyrus. Don't they look like Michaels?
No way.
Yeah, look at them. Look how thin they are. They could have pulled off a Shawn Michael doppelganger with him.
No way.
Yeah. Wait. Anyway, gotta continue.
So we get to Royal Rumble. Austin's in control of the match. Bret Hart knows that's his only way of getting the title shot once again.
Yeah.
So he eliminates Austin. But in everyone's mind, he's eliminated. So the referee, he's got no clue Austin got eliminated.
No idea.
So Bret Hart throws the remaining wrestlers out. Austin comes back in, slides in, takes advantage, and wins the Rumble for that night. The very next night, WWF decided to play Monday Night Football ahead of time and review the play that happened at the Rumble and decided that Stone Cold did not win the Rumble and that they would have a fatal four-way match at a in-your-house pay-per-view to determine who will face Sid at WrestleMania 13.
Yeah.
It was between Hart, Austin, Shawn, and The Undertaker.
There you go.
The Undertaker prevails, wins the match, and we get the iconic Austin Bret Hart at WrestleMania 13.
Yep.
And we get The Undertaker becoming WWE champion. Now, let's fast forward to SummerSlam, 1997. Bret Hart versus The Undertaker. WWE title, Shawn Michaels, special guest referee. Shawn Michaels has never failed in the company's life to ruin a match with his refereeing skills. He always interferes. So now you have Taker and Bret going at it. And in the big scene of the match, Bret Hart and Shawn start arguing. Bret pushes Shawn. Shawn grabs the chair. Bret Hart ducks. And Shawn cleans The Undertaker with a nice headshot that we won't see in this time now. He sat
those headshots were brutal, man.
He pins for Bret Hart. Hart becomes champion. Shawn Michaels realizes he's a dead man. Literally.
Yeah.
So the very next month, they have the first ever Hell in a Cell match. Hell in a Cell was basically, in my view, what I was telling you earlier, before we got on, that it was basically the number one contenders match. The winner was going to face Bret Hart at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
Well, the match was more than what we expected and more. Not only was it an instant classic, we also got the debut of Kane.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's gotta be Kane! That's gotta be Kane! Yeah, that was a good moment. That was definitely a good moment. Sorry, guys, I'm moving chairs around.
And the best part about the match was Shawn Michaels had no chance in that match. Like, he literally, for 20 whole minutes, was getting that ass whipped.
Yeah,
and that was his, and that was the plan. The plan was, you know, Shawn, enough of the BS. You need to catch a whipping.
Yeah.
So Kane came in, debuted, helped out Shawn, luckily enough, bloodied and all. Laid his hand over Taker, got the victory, and it led up to the controversial match.
Taker was probably like in the back speaking with everybody. He was probably back there just talking like, all right, listen, Shawn can win this, but I'm going to beat his ass for about a good whole 20 minutes. And that's much.
But then again, Taker's a company guy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Taker is he's backstage leadership. Like everyone's always said, he was always a leader in the back. Shawn was out of place, and I've heard people saying stuff about Taker having to put Shawn in his place a couple times. So I'm pretty sure, because if you watch that match, he is beating him bad.
As you see here, Shawn was the European champion during this whole time.
Yeah.
That was the great part.
Yeah, he's European champion. Look how far down the ladder he went for pulling that stunt.
Before this screw job, he just finished completing the Grand Slam.
Mm-hmm.
He became the first ever wrestler in WWF to complete the Grand Slam, win every title.
Yep,
and he beat the Bulldog in his home country for it.
Mm-hmm.
So it made sense why you said you was gonna go for Shawn, because you put it all together. All right, they got Shawn beating everybody in their home country, and obviously it's that time to put Shawn with the belt again to set up Austin, or maybe you could have Brett lose. But at this time we didn't know. We were young at this time. We were still young.
Oh, man.
So when we watched this match, we didn't know what was going on. We just saw like, oh, Shawn won, okay. And then you see Bret Hart snapping, and you're like, okay, like what the hell's going on? And then that's when he did the whole WCW. So then when you're thinking like, no way, Bret's not going to W. Like that was the first thing you thought. Bret's not going.
I cannot wait for us to start doing the Monday Night Wars, and we get to that point. It's gonna be so much fun to talk about. So much fun.
You see, this is why I say Shawn Michaels was one of a kind.
He's amazing.
Like who else in his non-territorial place go grab the country's flag and start rubbing his crotch with it while he's coming down.
Wait, here we go. There it is! Woo!
Look at that.
Screw Canada. I'm Shawn Michaels.
Nice. And then it's pyro. You can't go wrong with pyro.
No, you can never go wrong with pyro. Especially in the ring pyro too. It's unique. It doesn't happen often. Tell me who was the last person who had in-ring pyro.
I think it was. No, it wasn't Orton. Yeah, I think it was him.
Well,
then you had Kane. You count the turnbuckles?
What turnbuckles?
The turnbuckle posts. He lit them on fire as part of the ring.
Yeah, that's in-ring pyro.
Also,
that's in-ring pyro. So what, Kane? Kane's the last person?
Kane is the last person.
Right? Is it Kane?
Now, watching this match again and knowing the amount of times you've watched it, do you still get the interest?
Oh yeah.
Without even watching,
yeah, this is so great.
Now when you watch it, are you going by the history of what happened with it, or is just the fact that it was a match?
It's the history that's in it. That's the point of the match. It's the history that's in it. It's like two men who are in this match. One claims he doesn't know what's going to happen. The other man knows what happened. He knows what's about to happen to him. But he doesn't think the move will be pulled.
And you know what's a funny thing that no one really talks about this match?
What?
Right before Shawn Michaels comes out, right before Shawn Michaels comes out, Jim Ross, clearly in his promo, and not even the promo, he says it before Shawn Michaels comes out.
Yeah.
He goes, we're about to see a WWF title match that you possibly will never see again.
Yeah.
And he said it right before Shawn comes out, right before you hear the music. He says, this match may never happen again.
Yeah, because even...
So do you think, like when you hear that, think JR knew it was going down?
No, JR didn't know the finish. But JR never knows the finish.
To go for the commentary.
For the commentary. He's always said that. JR has always said, I don't like to know the finish. It ruins his realism. He's watching with us. He's a fan with us. He's telling us the story that he's seen. So he never liked to know the finish because he wants to be either just as excited as the fans and match their energy, or try. He just wants to match the fans' energy, so he never knew the finish. So yeah, I believe he didn't know, but I believe he did know that there was controversy in the back about what the finish was going to be.
I don't know. I just feel like, it was a powerful line. Like, I had to rewatch it a couple more times to even realize he said. I said, "Oh my God, he really said this right before Michaels comes out." Like, you're never gonna see this match again.
Yeah, it's such a powerful line because now it sucks you in. You're like, what? This is gonna be a one of a kind.
But at the time, you're not thinking that.
Well, obviously not because I'm a kid. I get
Even
that.
when you watch the second time around, you don't
I get that.
You're not putting two and two together as much until you start seeing the documentaries about it and everything. That's what I'm trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Like, even when you heard it the second time around, growing like even a little older, you're like, okay.
No, well, that's not true. People know. People know about what happened and what went down. People know that. People have been speaking about this for even before the documentaries. People were speaking about this for years. Dave Meltzer wrote about this. Dave Meltzer wrote about this around that time, and he had his newsletter. His newsletter was hot off the press. Hot off the press. The only reason why we didn't know is because we were kids. We weren't really paying attention as kids. And then as we got older and we started listening, we started understanding the stories.
At this time, was he already signed to WCW?
Ooh, Bret Hart? No, Bret Hart had no deal.
Not yet.
Bret Hart had no deal.
Offered him the deal.
He offered him the deal. They offered Bret Hart the deal. Bret Hart goes to the back and he presents this to Vince McMahon. He says, "Vince, I'm going to take the money. But the only thing I want to do is
First he tells Vince, "Can you match it?"
Oh yeah, can you match? Yes.
Because he didn't want to leave.
Yeah, he didn't want to leave. He didn't want to do anything. He asked Vince, "Can you match?" Obviously, Vince is saying no. Too much money, too much guarantee money for too little dates. Vince is like, "Sorry, I can't." But I'm going to need you. And then Vince comes up. Vince has to take the belt off of him because what Sonny? Remember Sonny?
Sonny incident. Yeah.
The Sonny incident. Vince couldn't do that with his WWF title. The Sonny incident murdered the women's division in WWE. When that happened, their division got killed for it. But WCW could have never capitalized on it.
Personally, with this rivalry, don't get me wrong, Bret Hart, to me, was the more technical wrestler. But I kind of feel that Bret Hart was noticing that Shawn was it. He just couldn't accept that fact that there was someone at his caliber in the business that could match him in a different way. They're both unique in their own way.
Okay, Bret claims that he always loved Vince. He always loved Vince. He always loved the company. He loved everything they did for him. He loved everything for them. All he ever asked for, and he would never have done anything. He said that he wouldn't have never taken the contract either if Vince would have said, "Yeah, I'll match it."
I like how Shawn was at this time with DX slowly on the rise.
Oh yeah, this was amazing.
How the first few minutes of the match, he's the one catching the quick ass whipping. Knock the nonsense out of you after what he just did to all the Canadian fans in front of Bret.
Oh yeah, he puts the beats on him for a bit. He puts the beats on him for a bit.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just feel like, don't get me wrong. I don't know if I would have done that move Vince did.
I would.
But then when I grew up and realized it more and more and saw it from the business perspective of this entertainment.
Yeah, it's all business.
It was perfect.
It's all business. To me, this was entertaining.
It's like Heyman. When Heyman was like, "This is how I would have." This is what Vince told Bret. "Bret, you're dropping the title tonight." "No." "Oh no. My show, my title, my ass. You're dropping the title." "No, I'm not." "Okay, you're not." "Yeah. He's dropping the title."
Yeah. Yeah, that's what happened.
And I respect Vince for that. And what made it better for Vince, because not only was it a terrible thing at the time, for the company's look, but it made his character the very next night on Raw, where he said the famous, "I didn't screw Bret. Bret screwed Bret." Mr. McMahon was born the very next night. So it was basically a win-lose situation with this Montreal Screwjob. He got the heat for fixing the match result, but he then very next night became the biggest heel, the biggest heel in wrestling history.
He became Vince McMahon. He let the world know that this is his company. Because everyone was wondering what the hell did he do? Well, how did he have the power?
And look, now you see Sergeant Slaughter. Like you could tell, like watching it now, stone out of our minds. Like, you could just tell, like something's fishy. Like why you have all these referees out here and it's not a last man standing. And then Vince shows up. That's it. That was the one. When you rewatch it and see Vince now, it's like, oh man. This is what I was talking about. Shawn is amazing.
They're making sure he's going to drop the belt. That's what they do.
You think the referees are there just in case Brett flips?
Right. Referees are there, yeah. Referees are there just in case.
They're all like 5'2" to Brett.
Just in case.
Brett was a solid 230.
Look. There's a riot, bro. Brett was going to lose in his hometown. There was going to be a riot. The refs are there for everyone else's protection. The refs are there for Shawn's protection. Vince is protecting Shawn right now.
Do you? I know this is dumb because we always talk about it. But do you feel Brett was stupid to go to WCW?
No, man. Brett was it was a good business move for Brett. Brett was
at the time.
Yeah, Brett would have made so much money in WCW when he went.
Well, he did go for the money.
He would have made so much more. Oh my god, that looks like it hurt.
It was. You could have ran so many like legendary matches.
You could have, but oh shoot, right in the testicles. But you gotta understand, Brett's about to lose in his hometown.
He never beat Shawn for the title.
I know he did.
He loses both times.
He loses both times to Shawn, and the last time it's in his home country. All these fans are rooting for Brett right now.
Well, yeah, of course, he's the hometown boy.
Yeah, so who should win this match?
If he was in the States, he'd be hated. Shawn would be the face.
Who should win this match?
Shawn. Either way, Shawn won, and that's what happened.
I get that. Business-wise, I get that. I'm not
talking. Like, if you're Vince, you're really gonna believe.
I'm not talking business now.
No, but I'm saying if you're like.
No, I'm not talking business. Now I'm talking about being a man of your word. You're gonna be a man of your word. That's what this is all about. This is all about being a man of your word. And all Brett told Vince.
What's gonna pay your bills? Your words or listening to your boss? If he's making
let me tell you something. Brett didn't have to show no contract. Brett could have kept that contract in his back pocket, came to Monday night Nitro, and showed up like, woo! I'm the champion, baby! I'm the champion. But his contract was also expired by the time this match happens. Brett didn't want to re-sign the contract. Brett did not want to re-sign the contract. There's so many stories about this that you just don't know. Brett saying that he would have never signed a contract. There's people saying that Brett didn't want to re-sign a contract. There's too many stories to this. This is why it's called the Montreal Screwjob.
Brett went for the money.
Oh, man.
You really think he went to WCW to wrestle? You never seen the documentary that he made of himself? The family documentary where he said it in the pool?
No, I never seen it.
He tells everybody the deal. He tells everybody it's a 3-year deal, $3 million a year.
Okay.
He lets out the contract. He told Vince, they pay me 3 years, $3 million a year. Can you match this? Vince said, I can't because they're giving you less dates and this is all guaranteed money. You know, I can't do that. So I guess it was his wife that spoke after and she said, what are you going to do? And he said, I don't know, but I know I'm going to have to make a big decision. And then he got in the pool and he's taking laps and then that's when I guess this happens. The screw job happens and he goes and he said, I think the day after or 2 days later, he called Eric. He signed the papers. And he said right there that once he put his name on the papers, he knew he just wasted his career. Because he went for the money. Think about it. You just, like you said, he just got screwed over in his hometown. Not even like Canada. They were in Calgary, Alberta, Canada for this.
Shawn had to win.
He gets screwed over. So if you're Bret Hart and the other company is like, hey, 150 days.
So our
$3 million a year.
So our argument about all this is just how we would have done it.
No, because personally, I mean, they did it right. Brett didn't want to listen. You gotta make power moves. This is why Vince is still in the game.
Yeah, man.
I'm just upset.
This is so legendary.
I'm just upset at the fact that Bret Hart went for the money.
Oh.
That's all. I know he went for the money. I don't care who disagrees with me or agree with me. I know for a fact, personally, deep down, watching all these documentaries about the situation, he went to WCW because he was going to work less, spend time with his family more, and get paid good amount of money. The problem was he knew that the talent was not.
Yo, did you just see that? They rang the bell.
The match never started. This is what makes this match great. They literally had a 15-minute street fight. Then the bell rang. This is why I say this match alone is in the books. Not because of the result in the end. The match alone. Like, look, you just realized 15 minutes they just brawled out.
Yeah.
Michael's just choking him out with a referee shirt. Bret Hart is knocking referees out. Vince McMahon is acting like the enforcer. Like, nothing's going around here around me. No. You dropping that belt tonight, Bret. Yes, sir. He's making sure, Bret don't change nothing around. Like, that's all Vince is there. Vince is there just to see the finish. Like, oh, this is the finish. Ring the bell, ring the bell. That's what he's there for. But I'm just upset because I personally feel Bret would have just worked the deal out with Vince. And then him.
Paul, you know what? Poor Paul Hebner, bro. Hebner was scared for his life out.
I don't blame him.
He had to look over his shoulder every day until he ran into Bret one day.
Cause, bro, Vince is just looking at him. Bret has him in. I mean, Shawn gets him in the sharpshooter. Bret's not moving a hand when you see when it comes.
I know.
And he looks at Earl and just says, "Ring the damn bell, ding ding ding," and that's when the front row said, "Whoa, wait a minute."
Yeah.
But I'm just mad that I feel like this rivalry could have been the greatest if Bret would have just
it would have been the greatest.
Not been on his BS.
It would have been the greatest. It would definitely been the greatest.
Keep it. Go with your heart decision. Like, you love wrestling, stay with Vince. You want to make some money? Cool. Everybody went there. The same people you was just battling at the time in '93 by yourself. When they went over there, 95, 96, and you was by yourself, and they were pumping Shawn for you and everything, getting ready, you was by yourself, those same guys you was battling, guess what? You just joined them. You kissing ass too. You want some money. That's what you did. Bret was the man when they all decided to leave.
Yeah,
Vince put the strap on him. He said, Bret, you're my guy. Let's do this. You're my guy. I'm gonna take you to the top. The fans love you already. That's it. And then look what he does. Because, of a bad move. But then in the end, he realizes that Vince did the right thing.
Yeah, he went back to WWE as his apology. He went back. He apologized to Shawn.
Going back to WWE, baby. When you're that age, you're going back.
It's all about the money, right?
You kidding me? Look at Goldberg. He gets paid what? $3 million to do a spear and a jackhammer?
Oh, he just spit on a fan.
Who, Shawn?
Yeah. There's something about that I totally forgot who he spit on. He spit on somebody.
You're not gonna tell me right now Shawn's not a top 5 heel?
Oh, Shawn is definitely a top 5 heel. He just spit on the fan. No one realized that. So I just caught that right now. He just right in the fan's face, in the face.
And this is what I was talking about in the episode earlier about Shawn. Shawn did both sides of the field. Like, he's done both excellent. But his heel work is just one of a kind.
Yeah. Oh, sweet.
Because at that time, he was the only one pulling it off. So it was fresh. It's not like you're copying him. It was, he really just did that. Look. Grabs the connect.
He's so good. Look at that. Oh, my God. Oh, just threw the bottom half on the floor. I'm not even going to use the top half to
I'm not using the flag.
I'm not using the flag. The flag's going to hit the floor. And I'm going to break it, and I'm going to hit him with the bottom half of the stick because that's what he deserves, the bottom half of the stick right now.
How many? What our fans think? Who the fans think is the better one?
I don't know. Guys, Guys, write comments on the bottom. Let us know who you think is the better one of the two. See how it's going.
Or if you got any questions.
If you got any questions, just drop in the comments, and we're gonna take care of that. Do not worry about that. We will take care of that. Oh, sweet baby Jesus. What is Sean doing? It's so rare to see Sean on the top rope to do a double axe handle on
That was bad.
That was very bad.
But then again, no one cared.
Nope. This is a fight, bro. This is not a wrestling match. This is a fight. This is what this has. It has a fight mentality to it. They're fighting. They're not wrestling.
Can you imagine they did this now?
They're what, though?
Like, they pulled off a screw job. Like, if it was the first time, like, this generation with internet and everything.
They had the chance to pull off the screw job. They could have done it to Dean Ambrose. But they didn't want to do it. They went a separate route. They went a different way this time. And they were hyping him up, and he still wasn't going to
Do you
sign.
think it's possible to pull this off?
Yeah.
Like, good?
Yeah, we have AEW. Of course we can do it. We have AEW. We can do it. We can do it. We have to tell you, we have AEW.
I don't know. I feel like something like this you should not touch.
We can do it. We have AEW.
I'm sorry. I don't care if you had Jesus Christ himself as your champion. I just feel like this should not be touched because this was real.
They really hated each other.
No,
yeah.
the fix was real. Like,
oh, you could pull off another fix.
Nah, you wouldn't.
Bro, his contract was expiring. Like, when he won the belt, WrestleMania, right?
Who did?
Brett.
Brett won at SummerSlam.
At SummerSlam. So what is that?
I was just saying.
My bad.
He beat Taker.
1, 2, 3. That's 3.
August.
So that's 3 months. Vince had to know about Brett's contract running up. Vince had to know about like 6 months in advance at least, so he can work together a deal.
That's Brett's fault, like you said, because he showed him the contract.
Yes.
He was trying to be loyal.
So,
but then what Brett did, Brett thought with his ass, like, the hell with you now. I'm gonna just make this money. I'm glad I saw that documentary. He said when he knew he signed those papers to WWE, he knew he wasted 3 years.
Listen, I'm not saying anything about that. It's not my argument. My argument is that Vince knew. Vince put the screw job together himself with no one knowing.
But when it comes to just WWF alone,
this is set up. This was a setup.
That Brett didn't know.
This was a setup.
Well, that's
but the only person who knows about this setup is Vince himself.
Sean knew.
You think Sean knew?
Hell yeah, Sean knew. You gonna say no? Come on now. Are you kidding? Shawn Michaels was the biggest asshole in wrestling at that time.
Yeah, Sean had to know, right?
How the hell was he not supposed to know?
Sean said he never knew.
But, because he's good at bullshitting.
Sean admitted it's a good thing. I didn't know.
So you're going to tell me you believe his word that he didn't know?
Man, we're about
Triple H knows about it.
Yeah.
He knew about the damn thing. And he wasn't even that big yet.
No.
He was just a protege of Sean.
Oh no. Bye-bye, Sean. There goes your bam. Oh, yes.
So you know that this was going to be, like,
Dean Ambrose did that to Jake Hager.
You know, both of them knew already this was going to be one stiff match.
Everyone knew. You see NWO signs in the back?
But, yeah, they were hot at the time.
Look at that.
Brett and the NWO. Fans already knew.
Fans knew. The smart fans knew because Dave was already writing about this. Dave already spoke about this. He spoke about this days and probably maybe like weeks in advance. He knew about this.
No, he probably just thought the way we would think now, like, someone's contract's up, they have a contract, all right.
That's what I'm saying. Dave knew about
They're dropping
this.
the title.
Dave figured it out. Dave dropping the title. Plus, Dave got some good sources, man. I want to be like Dave Meltzer. Get some good sources like that. Get them their inside information. What?
I speak. Vince didn't hit me up.
Oh, Vin didn't hit you up yet? Oh, I'm sorry about that.
You're asking about WWE source, and I'm like, hello, I speak to the damn man himself.
Yeah, I forgot. That's right. You're the man with Vin.
It's gonna happen one of these days.
Mm-hmm. Did you see the look? No, we don't even talk about that. This match is almost over. Almost there. Look at Michaels. Michael's like, I'm not tapping. Tell this man I'm not tapping. Tell this man to let go of my leg and I'm not tapping. Jesus Christ, Brett, you're going to break my ankle. Let go of my knee. You think Brett was really trying to hurt Sean in this right now? Or you think Brett is just so, like, subliminal that he didn't see this coming and he was blindsided? You think if Brett saw this coming, he would be working with Sean right now?
I think Brett would never showed up.
So what do you think was said in the back when Brett entered the building?
The fact that they gave him 50 options of losing the title, he said no to all 50. So if you gave someone 50 ideas and they just look at you like, no. I don't want to hear another no now. Now we're just going to do it. And Vince did it. I don't blame him. As an owner, you never know. He could show up he could have showed to Monday Night Nitro, been the prick and go
out of his pants, right? Out of his
right. Open the jacket. Like, look what I bring. And put it right here in the middle of a WCW ring. Like, this is what we feel about WWF right here. Brett would have been an icon if he pulled that off. He would have got a whole lot of heat. Like, never come back to like head hunting you, we find you type. Like, Medusa caught heat for throwing her little women's belt in the garbage.
Yeah.
The women's division was there. There wasn't even a division. They just found her some special attraction fights
and gave her the belt, and that's it. Just for being the top.
She threw her in belts and caught crazy heat.
Yeah.
Imagine if Brett would have just not even said a word, just walk in Nitro.
Oh, wait until we get to that part two of the women's division, WWF. We're gonna see how bad it was. So when she does do it, they're gonna be like, wow, this belt really didn't mean anything. This belt had no meaning for Medusa to be catching the heat she caught.
It's just crazy. This rivalry produced some of the crazy, legendary matches. When you put it all into one on how it unfolds in the end.
Yeah, all the matches.
Or the Austin crowning. It works out well.
Yep.
Like this year alone in '97, Brett went through Austin. Brett got the job done because Austin fainted. But Austin became a star.
The double turn. The double turn.
Then SummerSlam, Austin breaks his neck from the power driver. Shawn cost Brett the title.
Yeah.
I know Shawn cost Taker the title. Sorry. They fight at Hell in a Cell. Now that Kane's in the picture. Kane makes the picture.
Mm-hmm.
And it all folds right here. And then it just gets to Austin's crowd. Oh, look, right there. There it was.
Boom. Oh, man. Here we go. Oh! Pow, Vince!
Nice one. He made sure he didn't miss.
Look at Sean try to play it off. Look at Sean try to play it off like he didn't know. Give my damn bell. I'm walking out of here. Let's see what Sean says to him. Nah, Sean didn't know. I still think Sean didn't know. I think that was the angle. I think Vince knew the match layout, so Vince knew where to be on what angle of the finish of the match, so he can look at Sean, and so Sean can know that that's the end of the match, without having to ask like what's going on. I do believe Sean didn't know, but I do believe that when Sean realized what was happening, he took advantage of it.
Why not?
But hey,
you're going to Mania as champion. That was the plan.
Yeah, it was to face Austin. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here live with us. And that's all the time we have for today. I would like to thank Mari for getting us going. She is working from behind the scenes, and I want to thank you for your time. I love you. And also, thank you, everybody at home listening. We truly do appreciate you guys, no matter what anybody says or thinks. Our fans are truly important to us, and that's why during every live episode, if you guys tune in, we will answer your questions for an hour at the end of every show. So please hit that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and hit the like button. Also, leave a comment down below so we can see what you guys think about the show. Thank you. You can also follow us at Twitter at Rollin' Up Wrestling. That's ROLLUPNWRESTLE. Thank you, and never forget, a roll-up is never bad in wrestling.